Good morning and welcome to another week in the art room. Today we are going to be starting one of our holiday projects. We are going to be creating a stack of overlapping ornaments. The skills we are going to be using in this week's project are overlapping, value, and the technique of using crosshatch. So what you are going to need for this project is you are going to need a blank piece of white paper. I gave your classroom teachers a large piece of this paper, but if you don't have this, that's fine. You can just use any type of paper you have. You are also going to need a thicker piece of paper. You could use cardstock, you could use a piece of cardboard, maybe the back of a cereal box, whatever you have available to you. So I'm using a piece of cardstock. You are also going to need something that is a circle that you can trace. If you can't find something that is a circle, well, then you can just freehand it, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down my circle and I'm going to trace around it on the thicker piece of paper. Once you have that done, then you're going to take your scissors and you are going to cut out that circle. This is going to be your stencil for the project. This is going to make sure that all your ornaments are the same size. Okay. So once you have your circle stencil, you can throw your scraps away. You don't need that anymore. And then you can also put away your scissors. We're done with scissors. Okay, so I am going to start down here at the bottom of my page, and I'm going to use my pencil first, and I'm going to start with the first row of the ornaments. Now, these ornaments are going to overlap. That means when one shape goes on top of another. You don't want to continue that line through because then it's not going to look like they're all piled up together. So I'm just going to keep going, trace around my stencil. Okay, there's my first row of ornaments. Now I'm going to do the second row. Okay, and I'm just going to continue moving up the paper. Now, I'm not going to tell you how many ornaments to add, but it should fill up most of your paper. Little mistake there. My stencil moved. Make sure you're holding the stencil down really tight so it doesn't move. And I'm going to do one more up here at the tippy top. Okay, once you have the stack of ornaments done, then what you need to do is add the top to the ornaments. So I just add two little lines that come out, kind of like little alien ears, and then connect them with the curved line. So I'm going to do that on all of my ornaments. And again, they're going to overlap. All right, once you have this done, then you need to add the little hook that comes off of the ornament. So I'm just adding a little spiral at the very end. And I'm just going to stop there. Okay, now the next thing is you need to add a highlight to your ornaments because ornaments are nice and shiny. So it's almost like you are drawing a curved pizza slice. So you're going to go around and do all of that. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. Let's just pretend like I did all of them. Now you're going to add a few cross-hatching lines. Crosshatch is a different way to shade something in, and it almost looks like the number sign. but you're going to add more lines than a number sign has. This is called crosshatch. So I'm just going to go around on just a few, add my crosshatching lines. Okay, so once you have all of that done, then, oops, I forgot one more thing. On the top of your ornaments, you want to add a little curved or a bumpy line so it looks like the other side of the ornament topper. Okay, so don't forget that step. I'm sorry, I forgot that. Alrighty, once you have all of that done, then you are going to take your Sharpie, trace over your pencil lines, and if you accidentally go off of the pencil line, that's okay, no big deal. Just erase the pencil line once you're done. Now, this is going to be a longer project, so you can break up the steps however you would like. Don't forget to trace the cross-hatching lines. Okay, so let's just pretend like I'm done, okay? And I've traced all of my ornaments. I'm gonna go in, take my eraser, erase any pencil lines that I see that are showing through. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to shade our ornaments in so that it looks like you have a lighter spot over here next to the highlight and a darker area down here where it's overlapping. So for this step, you're gonna need either crayons or colored pencils. No marker, okay? No marker, no watercolors. We are just going to be using either crayon or colored pencil. Now, in 4th grade, you guys learned how to use value when we did our optical illusions. So I am going to get a crayon, and I am going to just use like this indigo color. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of start down here at the bottom, and this is going to be the darkest. So I'm going to press down kind of hard. Not so hard that I break my crayon though. Okay, and then as I move up, that is going to get lighter and lighter until you get to the very top, and it's as like you're barely touching the paper. And like I said, this should be a pretty good review for you guys because we did value in 4th grade. So as I'm working my way up, it's just getting lighter and lighter until I'm barely touching the paper. Now you leave the highlight white, just color around it. And you might have to go back in and clean up some of this. I think this needs to be just a tad bit darker. There we go. Okay, so once you have this shaded in, then you need to go to the next step, which is coloring in the tippy top of the ornament. If you want to use a marker for that, that's fine. No big deal. Okay. Remember, the highlight is going to stay white. You are going to do this on all of your ornaments. Now, some of these spots might get a little tricky because like on this one, you don't see very much of the ornament. You're only going to see this top half. So you might not see the super dark spot to this ornament. You might only see the lighter spot. So if I have my shine mark here, I might only see the very lightest part of that ornament. Once you have all of the ornaments colored in and shaded, then I want you to take a photo of your work and then upload it into Google Classroom so that I can see it. This is a longer project, so take your time. If your shading is not done correctly, I'm going to pass it back to you and return it so that you can go back and improve it. Okay, so you might as well do it right the first time, because if it's not right, I'm going to send it back. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can come stop by my classroom. If you are an at-home learner right now, you can always send me an email or message me on Classroom Dojo. All right, best of luck, you guys. Go work on those ornaments. I'll talk to you soon.